In 1783, something extraordinary happened. At the end of a brutal war for independence, the most powerful man in America walked into a quiet room in Annapolis, Maryland. Officers gathered. Politicians waited. Then General George Washington did something almost no victorious military leader in history had done. He resigned. He surrendered his command to Congress and returned to his farm. King George III of Britain reportedly said, "If he does that, he will be the greatest man in the world." Years later, the same man would become the first president of the United States, shaping a new nation that had never existed before. But who was George Washington, and how did one man help build a republic that would change the world? America before the presidency. Before Washington became president, the United States was fragile. The American Revolution had just ended. The colonies had defeated the British Empire, but victory did not bring stability. The young nation was drowning in debt. States argued with each other. The national government was weak under the Articles of Confederation. Many feared the experiment of American democracy might collapse before it even began. The country needed something rare: leadership people trusted. Washington's early life. George Washington was born in 1732 in Virginia to a family of planters. His childhood was shaped by discipline, ambition, and hardship. His father died when he was young, forcing Washington to mature early. Without a formal college education, Washington trained as a surveyor, traveling through the rugged American frontier. These journeys taught him resilience and leadership. But his path toward greatness began in the French and Indian War, where he served as a young officer in the British Colonial Army. It was there that Washington learned the brutal realities of war and the importance of command. His rise to leadership. When tensions between Britain and the colonies erupted into revolution in 1775, the Continental Congress needed a leader for the colonial army. They chose George Washington. He faced overwhelming odds. The British Army was the most powerful military force in the world. Washington's army lacked supplies, training, and sometimes even food. Yet Washington endured. Through freezing winters, defeats, and desperate moments, such as the harsh winter at Valley Forge, Washington held the army together. In 1781, American and French forces trapped the British at Yorktown, forcing their surrender. The growing was won. But Washington's greatest act was still ahead: the presidency. In 1789, Washington was unanimously elected the first president of the United States. No one had ever held this office before. Washington had to invent it. He established traditions that still guide American presidents today. A presidential cabinet, two-term president, peaceful transfer of power, neutral foreign policy. His leadership stabilized the young republic. With the help of advisors like Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson, Washington strengthened the national government and built America's financial system. challenges, and controversies. Washington's presidency was far from peaceful. Political divisions emerged rapidly. Hamilton and Jefferson clashed over the future of the nation. Meanwhile, farmers rebelled against federal taxes in the Whiskey Rebellion of 1794. Washington responded decisively, sending troops to restore order. The rebellion ended quiet, proving the new government could enforce its laws. Still, critics accused Washington of favoring elites and central power. Washington's leadership style. Washington was not known for fiery speeches. Instead, he led through character and restraint. He believed the presidency should embody dignity and discipline. He rarely acted impulsively. Washington understood that every dignity he made would shape the future of the presidency. The end of his presidence. In Victorious, Washington made another historic choice. He stepped down voluntarily after 2 terms. His farewell address warned Americans about political parties, foreign entanglements, national division. These warnings still echo centuries later. Washington's legacy. George Washington died in 1799, but his legacy remains enormous. He elected your visiting. He helped build the prosperity. Most importantly, he demonstrated something revolutionary. Power in a democracy must be temporary. Because young government gave up power willingly, the United States proved that republics could voice, and the decision shaped the future of democracy around the world. Thank you for listening. I am Somadina.